Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's Seiko Maito's podcast, featuring Aaliyah Dixon Holiday, or also known as Seiko Maito. Sorry I'm sounding like this. I have just been crying at the hospital. And I'm trying to get my voice to be in the announcer voice that you know and love. I hate hospitals. I went there because I thought I had appendicitis, but it's actually probably constipation. And I have my papers right here. Lumbar something. But, oh no, I don't have appendicitis. But I realized that I gotta take more care of myself. Even though with the life that I have, it's pretty hard. But I don't want to get into my medical history or my life history, because I'm not here for that. Like, the reason why I'm here is because we're talking about Brundlefly. We're talking about Brundlefly. Yes, Brundlefly. Let me tell you this. I have never watched Brundlefly. I never watched the movie Brundlefly. I just want to tell you the concept that I want for Brundlefly 3. For The Fly 3. If they ever consider making The Fly 3. So before I get into The Fly 3, let me point out two things. One, I don't watch horror movies. I really don't. No, not for me. Horror movies are scary. Horror movies are scary, obviously. Horror movie. I don't watch horror movies. The only horror movies that I saw are like the Chucky series, which I have to say kind of scared me, especially when Tiffany was birthing her son. I forgot their name, because gender fluidity. Are they actually gender fluid, or are they? This is not about Chucky's child, Chucky's seed. This is not about Chucky's seed. This is about Brundlefly. But the point I'm trying to make here is that I only watched two horror movies. Actually, two horror movies. The Chucky series, which specifically or probably means three. Because Chucky's wife, Chucky's seed, 3. So it would technically be 4 horror movies. Because the 4th horror movie I watched was The Substance. I don't know if it's counted as a horror movie. It's a psychological thriller. There are jump scares. I hate jump scares. I also hate when things stand in the dark, and the minute you look away, they're right in front of your face. Worst thing is that if you're alone, right, and you're looking out a window, and you see something scary there, but when you look down and look back up, it's not there, but you feel a breath in the back of your neck, then you turn around, and pop goes the weasel. That thing that you saw is right there. I don't like that. That would make me cry in the spot. Hopefully that thing doesn't eat me. If it does that, I'm punching in the face and I'm running. Or probably succumb to my death. Hey, either of them gets me killed anyway, honestly. Because I'm not a fast runner. And I'm not a fast runner. And I also don't like scary stuff. And I also am a quitter. Listen, don't give up. But when the thing is too hard, and you really can't do it, like you absolutely can't do it, it's affecting your health. Like, and you're some, abusive relationship. Sorry, my mom cursed. I'm gonna have to put this as explicit content because my mommy cursed. Alright. Anyways, Or unless you know it's not gonna work, and you've been trying so hard when you know the outcome is not gonna be good, stop trying. Move on. Don't ever give up, but move on if it's actually impossible. If no one has ever done it before. Which actually doesn't sound really awesome if you want to prove a record or something. But don't do stuff that you don't want to do. Unless you really want to do it, but then you give up. Then you gotta try again because that's a test drive. I don't actually know what I'm talking about, guys. Well, let's move on. So I've only watched I didn't finish The Substance because of my Amazon Prime. I don't know if I should be thankful for that. Because again, I don't like horror movies, psychological thrillers. I'm scared to watch the rest of the movie. I'm probably going to have to see which part I watched and then go from there. But my favorite scene from The Substance, well, now that we're on it, is when the main character, she turns into the younger version. I think that's cinematic. That's actually good. It scratches my brain a little bit. Could the butterfly be that fly? If it did that? If that just went through the machine with the fly, came out, and he just deteriorates and the fly comes protruding out of his back. I think that's how it happened. I never watched this movie, guys. That didn't happen. Because I see the butterfly pictures, and that doesn't happen. But you know what's also scary? Monster transformations, whether they're really, really, really fast, or they're slow and the person gradually deteriorates as they're transforming into that monster. That is crazy scary. That is terrifying tropes. That is terrifying. Guys. It kills me to see a person who is gradually getting worse while also turning into the monster. Not only are you dying, but you're dying and transforming into a beast, into a monster. Just like Butterfly. That's crazy. At least when it comes to magical girl transformations, they're magical. They're supposed to turn into that thing. They're turning into magical animals. They turn into magical animals. They don't have these weird pop-ups hey, I'm half wear bunny, so my ears turn to big bunny ears. Oh, they also mentioned that when my cousin left, I saw a corner piece of rabbit, traumatized me for the rest of my life. And I watched that Garfield episode where Odie turned into a word dog, also traumatized me for the rest of my life. I've been traumatized by a lot of monster transformations. And you think I'd be full of curiosity and joy, and I wouldn't have anxiety about being alone in the house with a dog. Or with a giant ant. Giraffes are safer than that. I also played a horror game. So you could say I saw a lot of creepy, quote unquote creepy stuff in my pastime, but I never saw Butterfly. Will I see Butterfly? No. But you know what I will do? Sit my black butt and read a full script without any visuals. Because the visual is your imagination. And I'm kind of lying when I say I never saw the butterfly because I saw clips of it. But not full on. Not the full on movie. But it's scary. No one wants to watch that because it's scary. The way he transforms into the monster. It's, I don't know, man. It's scary. And then it's also the mannerisms of a fly already coming in when he was a human. Spoilers, I guess. It's terrifying. Oh, that is terrifying. And very sad, too. Because, like, as you're not only losing your physical body when you're turning into the monster, you're also losing your mental ability to think as like you're human while you're gaining the other animal's characteristics. In this case, Brundle was the fly. Literally, the fly. I can't put myself through that. There's no way. And then, the aggression that's already there. Right after he transformed and morphed as a fly, the symptoms were already there. He's already turning to the fly in generality by the mental state. It affected his mental state before it went. His physical first, then his mental state quickly after. He loses his mind while also losing his physical form. That's terrifying. I remember watching that. Oh, I feel so bad. But the reason why I bring this up, I brought up about the scripts. I read the script of The Fly. Still horrifying. So crazy. But when I read scripts of movies or dialogue, let's start with this. I'm now starting to read scripts of movies and TV shows and imagine myself or other characters, in the show. It's either one, I imagine different people from different shows in the show that I'm reading the script from, or it's the gender bent of the characters from the script. And I read it as that. So for like Ninjago, I turned all the guy characters to girls. And the side characters can stay the same, the parents could stay the same, or I changed their gender too. The point is, you can really get creative when reading scripts. I heard it's also good for VA practice. Like you practice your emotions, since you practice reading out emotions and then bringing them to life. I also want to be a voice actor. So maybe I caught on reading these because I want to be a voice actor. We don't know what works in Aaliyah's mind. That should be a horror movie in herself. What is going on in Aaliyah's mind as she deteriorates to insanity? Great movie idea. Alright. Let's talk about this. Horror movie idea for me. Aaliyah Dixon Holiday. Two scientists go inside a 19-year-old's mind as she deteriorates into insanity. Monster aliens come out, they represent my insanity, and they fight the two scientists. Will they turn this little girl back to normal, or will she be insane her whole freaking life? Spoiler. Spoilers, since I wanted to make it be realistic. The scientist died. And and I descend to insanity. And I end up, no, I'm not gonna say the rest of the movie because that's insane and I would never do that in real life because of the consequences. But anyways, yeah, so I've been reading scripts and different people and different characters as different characters. And let me tell you, it's hard making a mind saying, hey, this is Beast Boy that is on the script. How about I turn Beast Boy into Cody? That's hard. Because then you mess up. Your mind messes up. And you read the character that's actually, and you read it as the character that's actually on the script. Like, I could be reading about Raven. Like, Raven, instead of reading the little line as Noah, I read it as Raven. Or like, Starfire. I have Lindsay as Starfire. There's a lot of obvious reasons why I cast different people into similar roles that they fit in. I say, hey, Starfire. And if I see the line of Starfire, when I already want to project it onto Lindsay, I read it as Lindsay. But in some cases, I read it as Starfire because I forget I'm projecting Lindsay onto the Starfire line in the transcript. You get what I'm saying here? And also, what also makes it hard for reading scripts in different characters is that I have to change up the words a bit. I have to change up the words to fit the gender. To fit the gender of the character and also the personality of the character. I also stumble on the names too. Like for Nate in Euphoria, I read it as Kate. Or for Cassie, I call him Casey. You know what I'm saying? And then especially in different situations in Euphoria, like Cassie gets pregnant, per se. I turned Cassie's pregnancy into Nate's female type, and Nate's female version, Kate, and made Kate pregnant. That's actually hard to turn every character and read it as their gender bent. Because of the names and the formatting, and you mess up, and it also might not align with the scripts, and yada yada yada. All this goes to say is that I read Brown's Bite just the way it is. No character changes, no nothing. Because it's how sad. Hold on. My brother's killing me. Because it's already sad as it is. Me changing a character to whatever I want him to be. Yeah, I want to read it as Noah and Emma. But can I? Will I? No. Because it's already too sentimental and sad and scary to read in the original. Why am I changing it to my favorite characters? And, it's difficult. That's why I read fun scripts in my fun little ways. When it comes to horror movie scripts like Megan 2. I never met Megan 2. I gotta read Megan 2 now. I'm reading Arcane scripts. I'm reading The Fly scripts. Like, all these serious and low funny, show scripts. I read them in my normal voice. I don't know, man. I don't know why I do this. I don't even know why I read scripts in different characters' voices. Probably because it's fun. Give me a minute. Gotta take off my bra. Oh. I do like it for the girls. Or the boys. Or the feminine boys. Don't you guys like it when you take your bra off? I definitely flagging it as explicit. Because some people can't handle themselves. I'll always explain why I'm doing this. I'm putting episodes as explicit. Because of curse words. My mother curses when she's a little under the juice, as I put it. Or if I'm saying, hey, I'm taking my bra off, I know that if I don't that's why I'm gonna bat an eye if someone says bra and bra. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. If I say like a bra, they're gonna and I put it as safe. They're gonna be like, this isn't safe. If they're as sensitive as YouTube, because you know about the YouTube monetization thing, and demonetized and all that jazz. So I don't want to talk about because it's not the point. Let's go back to the fly. The reason why I'm going to talk about the fly is because I got a new idea for the fly, for Fly 3. Or the Fly series just in general. I'm realizing a new idea, but let's start at the Fly. The first one. So, we all know that Dr. Bundle turns into the Bundlefly, decreasing his health, decreasing his mental state, because he's turning into a fly. He doesn't really have a mental state. They're crazy. Ugh. But, what if instead of that, the scientist, Mr. Bundle, turns other people into animals? He turns this man that you found in the street. He says, hey, I'm going to give you a new life. And he turns them into animals. Do they attack him? Of course they do. Does he die somewhere in the movie? He gets hurt. But in order to make the Fly 2, we're going to need him back, right? He'd open his killing spree. The reason why I said not turn Mr. Bundle into a fly, because we all know. It's an all of us thing. We all know that the most terrifying creature in the world isn't a monster. It's the man before the monster. So the monster might hesitate to hurt you. But a man with a fully conscious is never hesitant. No. I also would like to think that Brown was a mad scientist, so he does morph animals together. Think of the walrus, but like other animals, and they don't get into a suit full of flesh or something. Like this, hey, I am this nice scientist. It would be even scarier if he was sweet. If he was a nice scientist, quote unquote, emphasis on nice, because we don't know that. We don't know what he's about to do to that person. Some of us might know. What if he takes all of his victims in a basement somewhere? And he takes one of them out and smashes him with a monster, like some kind of animal. That'd be more freakier than the original idea of the Fly. Because you're not turning into the Fly. You're not turning people into the Fly. You are turning people into animals. That's freaky. That's freaky. And why would you do this for the fun of it? He's an evil, crazy scientist. I'm starting to get tired of this. Oh, crazy evil scientists turn to something even more evil. Like, no, that doesn't have to happen. Let my scientist be normal, and let him get his punishment at the end of the third movie. We'll talk about the third movie in a second. But the second movie, the first movie he turns everyone into animals. Because he's mad. Because he's mad in a psychological way and mad in an emotional state way. He's pissed off. He's mad. No one knows why he's mad in an emotional way. But some people might say, oh, his family is pieces of crap. Oh, his mother was an abusive psychopath. They That's what the police would say. But they wouldn't know what's truly wrong with them. They never get to. Until maybe once they take him to jail. Which goes into the second movie, The Fly 2. Which I've never seen either, and I will never see, because again, horror movies is not my specialty. It's not my cup of tea. It's not even my banana pudding. But The Fly 2 could be bundled in jail for mass crimes and turning animals into people. But he himself, not himself, but now that he's in jail. So the first movie has him in 25. The first movie in my remake has him when he's like in his 20s, like 20, just fresh out of college, just fresh out of high school. Very smart. Doesn't want to go to college yet, or at all. In 10 years, he's 30. He's 30 years old. And he's in jail. He spends 10 years in jail. And when he's free, he's 30 years old. 31 years old. Now, he's ready to get back into it. He's ready. He has his criminal friends. He's gonna go to his criminal base, He's gonna invite all the criminals and say, hey, let's have a party. Let's celebrate us getting out of that joint. What he's really doing is luring them in to match them up with more animals. But this time, he's not gonna let them go and put them in the wild or anything like he did in the first movie, so no one can find that. So he's not gonna kill them like he did in the first movie. Which is the reason why he's in jail right now. Right now, in the first movie. But he's gonna set those monsters free. Out in the wild. And by the wild, I mean in the city. He wants chaos. He wants to use all these animal humans that he made and use them to hurt other people. Or make them... Or he wants the animal humans to be made as slaves. That's why he's doing this. Oh, hey, Rollis man, go get me a drink. Hey, chimpanzee man, give me some water. Hey, cowgirl. He wouldn't do that to women. He's doing it to men. He's doing it to men. He has no father, he's doing it to men. He's doing it to men because he didn't have no respected male figure in his life. So, you know what? You are gonna die. You're gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. So, in the second movie, he takes all these prisoners because they just got free. All the prisoners that he turned into his friends, he just turns them into animal humans and makes them do what he wants them to do. Until they all went haywire. And they went to their natural habitat. He sent them out in the natural habitat. That's when he meets Janine. That's when he meets Veronica, who works at the magazine. And this is where the original Fly goes into my version of the Fly 3. Because the Fly 3 is where he gets his own medicine. He goes and turns to the fly himself. Because, he changed to a human. He did all this to all these poor animals. And that's when the Fly 3 is been named The Fly. Because the first movie we're talking about my version of the Fly series. The the Fly 1, it's Animal Morph. Then there's Animal Morph 2, and then it's the Fly. That's in the chronological order. He's 31 now. And he meets his 32-year-old. They have sex and whatever, and it's basically the plot of The Fly. The reason why this movie would be so... The movies that I just mentioned and created in my head would be so compelling is because the villain... It's because we're looking into the eyes of the villain in two movies. We're looking into the eyes of the movie. We're looking into the eyes of the villain. We're looking into the eyes of the villain. In two movies. And we get to learn him more. Right before the third movie. Right before the third movie actually turns into something that he is... He turns into the product of everyone else that turns to animals. And all the animal monsters, they kill him. Because he can't do anything now. He's a fly. He's weak. Huh? I don't know, Mom caught me. But the reason why I want all these movies to exist right now is because it doesn't immediately torture Brundle. It at least gives him some leg room to be a villain. To be a full villain that he has the potential to be. Movie 1. Huh? Sorry. Like, movie 1. Turning people to animal monsters. Movie 2, turning prisoners to animal monsters. Sending out them free and making movies. Yada, yada, yada. Last movie is that he gets the thing he deserves. He wants to make himself powerful now. He says, you know, I'm turning people into animals all the time. Why not me? So he puts a fly in the morph machine. Also, I want to reveal the fact that he doesn't know the cure to change everyone back. He never got into it. He never got locked into the cure to change everyone back. So, he's already making a horrible mistake. Because once he does turn into a fly, he won't know how to turn back to a human. Because he realizes then in the third movie, he realizes he made the worst, the most terrible mistake in his life. Most terrible mistakes in his life. And then he isolates himself because he hears all these humans and he feels genuinely so bad. He also feels bad that no one can help him because only he knows how to turn people into animals. Only he knows how to do that. But he doesn't know how to turn them back. And that's what makes it sad. Because he realizes now, oh wait, I effed up. But the whole third movie is self-reflection, self-love even, but also payback from the other animals. Because generally he did deserve it. But like I mentioned before, self-reflection. He feels super bad or whatever. It won't change the fact of the past that he can never turn back into a human. And that he's... Huh? I'm busy! I'm a little busy! Ma! I'm busy! I'm busy!
Doing what? Nothing.
I'm recording some things! Anyways. So, like, yeah. He lives a very sad... Huh? I'm sorry. He lives a very sad, very alone life while turning into this monstrous creature that he created. That's why I want to talk about The Fly. Because that's what I want to happen. I want to remake of all those movies, including a third movie, where he gets what he deserves, but he also reflects on what happened. He even goes to therapy in one scene. I'm not saying this is the official scene of The Fly. This is my version. He goes to therapy. He figures out his problems before he turns to The Fly. Mind you, the characteristics of a housefly, already is in his system. So he gets aggressive when the therapist asks him certain questions that he can't really think on. It messes with his memory, because flies are stupid. Intelligence doesn't really have anything to do with memory, but flies don't really remember where they've been. So, Bundle misses a lot of stuff. There's a lot of holes in his backstory. It just makes the third movie more sad, instead of scary. What is what they should do in the third movie? Don't make it less scary and more depressing. Because he could never turn back to the person he used to be and say sorry to those animals, which makes this even more depressing. Alright, guys. I'm gonna go cry now. That's so sad. I'm a good writer. I should write as a... Huh? Why? No! Hold on, guys. Mother, please, I'm recording something. Once, I already did it.
What?
I'm recording something, can this wait? I'm sorry for the interruption. I don't like when people interrupt my podcast episodes. I really don't. And the stupidest crap. That was my mother, by the way. I really apologize. But anyway, what was I saying? I should write all the movie sequels. I should write all the movies, all of my ideas of the movies. I won't write the full scripts out, because I'm bad at writing scripts. I'm only good at reading them. But I'll put like subplots of the movie. And maybe I'll put it on my description of episodes, or maybe I'll post it on my Twitter, which is Pink and Guns. You know what's gonna happen. No one knows what's gonna happen. Ooh, back pain. You know what's gonna happen. At all. Which is what makes movies so appealing. You don't know what's gonna happen. You think you know what's gonna happen. And if it does happen, you didn't expect yourself to be right. So, you know what's going to happen. But did you really know that was going to happen? Something to think about. Something to think about. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. I didn't expect to make an episode today because I told you guys I came to the hospital crying because Neil's hurt, and people will think that they don't are lying. And even if they're not lying, like, it hurts regardless if you're brave or not. But I just wanted to say shout out to the nurse that helped me with the doctor, the needle thing. Sorry, I was hearing something. I apologize for cussing up a storm. That wasn't me, really. I don't know if he's ever gonna see this, because he works at the hospital. He probably never even heard of my podcast. But I just wanna say, hey man, to the nurse, to the members doing my blood work and an IV and stuff. I'm sorry. And also thank you to the lady who took out my IV. Thank you. I'm a hot mess, okay? We're all hot messes on a piece of rock that's going nowhere, basically. At least we don't think it's going nowhere. It's going too slow. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm supposed to end this episode here. If you like the episode, follow for more. If you watch on YouTube, because it's also on YouTube, click the notification bell. My podcast is on all platforms. Like I said, YouTube included, same name. Spotify, Apple Podcast, Deezer. A lot, you know? I'm always trying to move it up in the place. Trying to do my own thing. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you when I have something else to talk about. Reason being, because I have no set schedule anymore. No more set schedule. If I think about something that I want to make a podcast episode about, I'll record it, then I'll post it. No such schedule. It's basically like a surprise party. Alright, everyone, have a nice day.